All right. Can you introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Hunter Rosenblum.
Um, so, Hunter, do you have any heritage or family ties to Europe?
Yes, I do. I'm four generations deep American, but
Okay.
my family's from Russia and Poland.
Okay. So, when did they first come to the United States?
Um, Late 1800s, I believe.
Okay.
Around that time, one side, my dad's side, came from Russia, and then my mom's side came from Poland.
Okay. And where did you guys have any significant experiences during the 1920s, during the Great Depression, or even later, throughout the World War II and its aftermath?
Yeah, actually, my during the Great Depression, my family owned a jewelry store, a diamond store, and actually we were looking online for like old documents about our family, and we found that basically there was like a missing sign. Apparently, like what happened was the jewelry store was robbed and everything in it was taken, um, and like my great grandfather, whoever owned it, was 17 at the time because his father had died from cancer, so he had no way of supporting himself. So during the Great Depression, lived in total poverty because his store was robbed. Not like diamonds were worth anything at the time, anyway. For World War II, on my mom's side, my grandfather um, was worked with mapping and like things like that for planes in the Air Force.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks. That's it. Thank you. Hey, can you introduce yourself?
I'm Yeji Lee.
Where are you from?
I'm from South Korea.
Okay, can you talk? So, what major are you at Georgia Tech?
I'm a civil engineering major.
So, can you talk a little bit about your situation and how it's unique compared to most international students?
I lived in America for 9 years
Where?
now. 7 in Georgia and 2 in Nebraska.
Okay.
But I'm still an international student.
How does that work?
I don't have a green card here, nor do I have a citizenship. I am on a student visa.
Okay. So, Yaji, are you applying for a green card or anything like that for the
I'm
citizenship?
applying for a green card
Okay. Why?
because it's so much easier to get into the country and go out of the country, and it's so much easier, like, in general, if you're actually, like, a permanent resident here, if you are a permanent resident here,
Okay. So, how does, in terms of disciplinary actions for Georgia Tech students,
right?
do they treat you differently if you do get charged with anything or anything like that?
Well, one thing is, if I get kicked out of the school, then I have to leave the country, because that's what my visa is for. So, that's that. But, like, it's rare for someone to actually get kicked out of the school, so it's not that different, but in theory, it's much, like, you have to think about the
Okay.
consequences much.
Hello.
Hi,
Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Nayla Zanuck. I'm a freshman here at GT.
What are you studying?
I'm studying industrial engineering.
Okay, cool. Do you have any sort of heritage in Europe or anything like
I
that?
do. Both my parents are Bosnian and I was born there too.
Okay, when did you come here?
I came here when I was 8.
Okay, nice. What language do they speak in Bosnia?
The second language called Serbo-Croatian, but I just call it Bosnian because it's from the country. So
Okay.
it's basically the same language.
Do you speak Bosnian?
I do.
Okay. Are you, so you're not international then? You're
No,
in
I'm
state?
not. I've
Okay.
been here about 10 years. That sounds
Okay.
pretty southern.
Okay, nice. How do you got like what cultural differences do you see in Bosnia compared to the South?
Compared to the south,
Yeah.
people talk a lot slower here. We
Okay.
don't have sweet tea over there. I guess just like the pace of life, I guess, over there it's a little bit faster, I think, in Europe versus here, but I guess in Atlanta it is pretty hectic too, so
Okay.
it's just a little bit different, I guess, versus country-wise, Georgia versus Atlanta.
Okay. What about in terms of religion?
I guess over there it's like your ethnicity kind of makes up your religion, but here it's kind of more, a little bit different in that, and also over there there's only like 3 main religions, like you don't have Protestants over there.
Okay.
So I guess that here there's a lot more, I guess, variety in that.
Okay. Was language a barrier when you came to the United States?
Yes, I didn't know any English when I came
Really?
here.
You didn't know any? Zero?
I taken like some English in 1st grade, but it was not fluent at all.
Okay.
So.
Was it difficult to learn English or was it easy to pick up?
No, luckily I came here when I was a little younger, so I could like pick it up really quickly. By the time I was in 3rd grade, I was like in advanced reading, so
Okay.
It was pretty easy.
What about your parents?
My parents have thick accents, so
Okay.
yeah, they sound pretty foreign.
What about like for your dad? Is it hard for him to communicate with his work colleagues and stuff?
He works with a lot of Bosnian people, so not really.
Okay.
But I think a little bit, definitely for them, it's a lot harder. I appreciate the sacrifices they made coming here, because it's a lot harder for them to get used to it than it was for me.
Okay.
Since I was younger.
And last question, if you don't mind me asking, what does he work in? What field does he work in?
My dad.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my dad's college degree from Bosnia doesn't count here.
Okay.
So that he just does with my uncle's company.
Okay.
So, but it would have been it's a little bit harder for them. They have to kind of start all over here.
Okay.
So that kind of sucks.
Have you guys ever returned to Bosnia before?
Yeah,
After?
I've gone for the past 2 summers, and then before that we went 2 times before.
Okay.
So we try to go back a lot because I have family over there.
Okay, awesome. All right, thank you, Nayla. Hey, how's it going?
I'm fine, thank you.
Can you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Oluwagbemiga Babajide Mabuginja. I am Nigerian, obviously from my name, and I was born in England, moved to Nigeria at the age of 10, and came to America to study in Georgia Tech.
So, is this your first time in the United States?
It's not, actually. I have family in the United States, quite a bit. I have some in New York and some in North Carolina, so I've been here before, but it's my first time in Georgia,
Okay.
so the culture is a bit different, I guess.
Yeah, so since you've spent a lot of your time up north with your family, when you've been in the U.S., has the transition between cultures been different for you coming down to the south?
Well, coming on to the south, I guess. Wait, is it between places in America or places in...
Whatever you want. Like,
Okay,
you
well,
can do places in America
between,
and then...
like, Nigeria and America, for example. I guess I'm more comfortable in Nigeria because I've been there for longer, and the people are more of my... Well, I relate to them better than I do the people here because of
Okay.
the cultural differences.
Okay.
Like, and the food as well, I
Yeah.
guess. I miss my food. But, yeah, I guess that's it.
Okay. And do you notice anything between the different parts of America itself?
Well, I guess there are more black people in Atlanta than I saw in New Jersey and North Carolina.
Okay.
And I heard that this is the only place in the States where the minority is the majority. But, so the music tends to be different, and the things you see around the city tend to be different.
Okay. Has language ever been a barrier for you?
When I first moved to Nigeria,
Mhm.
language was a barrier because I didn't speak the local language, which was Yoruba. I spoke English only. But as I stayed there, lived there for a while, I got more accustomed to the language and I can understand it more. But I still can't speak it fluently, but I can understand it when they speak it to me.
Okay. So, but coming to the United States, it wasn't hard?
No,
Or was it-
because English is my first language, so
Okay.
I understand and I can communicate it.
What about your family, like your father and mother?
My parents, English wasn't their first language, but they learned it when they were young.
Okay.
My mum actually learned German first, but
Wow.
they went to school in England. So
Okay.
my dad did a master's and they learned English quite quickly, and so that's how I speak to them,
Okay.
and that's how they speak to many people.
Okay. So when he's interacting with your father, for example,
Yeah.
in his work, when he's interacting with his colleagues and stuff, is any sort of are there any issues or anything like that?
In Nigeria, English is spoken a lot, but
Okay.
then there's this thing called Pidgin English. It's a dialect that mixes English, Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa, which are the 3 main languages in Nigeria.
Okay.
And so they speak a lot of that when they're messed,
Okay.
when they're talking business and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. And okay, let's address, like, if you don't mind, I'll ask you a more sensitive question. Do you feel racism plays any role or has in your life or in the lives of your friends, maybe?
Racism, from what I know, not really, but
Okay.
then I do have to act differently around some people because I know they won't understand what I'll be saying because of the cultural differences between England, Nigeria, and America.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there's some things I would do differently.
And how do your parents feel about the United States in terms of the education or just like living life here?
Well, it's far from home.
Yeah.
My mum's not very happy, but my dad thinks it's a good experience for me to, because America, there's a good education system here, which he found that's what he wanted me to do, and that's what I wanted to do as well. But they're happy about it, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
And well, I think that's it. Thank you. Thanks, Olu.
No problem.
All right. Yeah.